Good afternoon to all my listeners out there. I want to say hello and welcome to everyone out there. Today we're going to touch on a very important topic, all about omega-3s. Now, omega-3s is such a big talk in society today, worldwide, and there are so many benefits to omega-3s. But I'm going to talk about why they are so important to bone health. As we get our contacts hitting worldwide right now, as we get people coming into the live chat room, we're going to let them come in as the notifications are going out. But we'll continue with the program. This will be pre-recorded. Obviously, when this is done, this will be recorded back onto my channel. So if you are getting this now or later, I would advise you to look at this particular video on my channel. Hello, greetings from China. Wow, that's awesome. Algeria. That's beautiful. Thank you so much for being here. I really believe that you're going to find this program quite enticing and educating. We've been moving our times around. We've been actually going on live at midnight, 1 in the morning. And so it's a little bit different time. We're at 5 p.m., actually 5 o'clock in the afternoon here. Hello, Pakistan. Nice to have you here. That's awesome. We're going to go into all your questions about the normal dosage of omega-3s. We're going to talk about the importance of why omega-3s actually helps when it comes down to preventing osteoporosis. Omega-3s is such an amazing vitamin, nutrient. And let's go into a little bit upon the omega-3s. Omega-3s we can get from many different parts. Hello, Johan from Sweden, B. Havbal from Singapore, and Janet from Tennessee. That's nice to have you here. Thank you very much. Let's go in with the program. I think you'll enjoy this. There's a lot to talk about. We'll move through it real quick. Hopefully about 12 minutes. We can hopefully knock it all out. I really think this is something good that you guys are going to love. We look at omega-3s. Before we go into the importance about bone health, let me just go over some basic things about omega-3s. Omega-3s helps not only bone health, but it boosts skin health, menstrual pain. It actually lowers cholesterol. It aids in the blood and healing in arteries, helps prevent calcification, prevents cancer, aids in the formation of thinking correctly so we don't become so foggy. Hello, guys. So I want you to know the basics about omega-3. And then once you know the basics, we can then kind of move it around. And then we can say that, a lot of us eat omega-3s, but we're actually eating a lot of omega-6s. Now, the omega-3s, if you look at the foods here, flaxseed oil, salmon oil, sardines, the fatty fishes are the best for omega-3s, guys. The raw butters, the shrimp, the olive oils, the fatty cold fish are the best. The herring, the salmon, the anchovies, those sardines. Wow, those fatty fish are really good. Now, if we notice, many of us are spending a lot of our diet on omega-6s. And if you look here, the omega-6s are sunflower oils, corn oils, soybeans, safflower, sesame, a lot of our different nuts. And we'll go into this in just a second. I'll explain a little bit more. If you look here, let's go back out here. And we look at the omega-3, omega-6s. And this is what we're going to talk about in just a second. I'm going to come back to this. But we eat too many omega-6s. In order to reduce inflammation, we need to eat more omega-3s and less omega-6s. Okay? So this is a real important thing I want to bring out. And now the important thing when we're talking about this right here, we're talking about osteoblasts and osteoclasts. I want you just to understand one thing. The main thing that you need to understand when it comes down to the essential essential fatty acids, we have the EPA and the DHA, and I'll go into that in just a second. But what happens is when we have more inflammation, the osteoclasts, which are the bone breakers, become more active. It's very simple. The osteoblasts start to go to sleep. So in other words, if we look at, that's why it's so crucial, because omega-3s, when we look at the EPA and DHA, they're designed to help reduce inflammation. And when you take these omega-3s, you are reducing, lessening inflammation through this mechanism, because as we lower inflammation, obviously the osteoblasts can start to get to work. Now, I understand a lot of you are saying, well, I don't really understand much about osteoblasts, but let me see if I can find another picture here. Give me a second, guys. Osteoblasts is the one are actually the ones that keep the bones nice and strong. Let me just see if I can find that picture here, and I'm looking for it. Nope. But anyways, this area here is osteoporosis. Osteoporosis means if you look at the picture frame appearance around that bone here, it's like hollow on the inside. We call it osteopenia. And osteopenia means the osteoclasts are taking bone out. So we need to bring bone in and keep bone in. And that is basically how we're going to keep our bones healthy and strong. So I want to, let me just see if I can find it here. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm not finding what I'm finding here. I don't know if I put it on here. Okay. Osteo. Anyways, I'm going to come back to this in just a second, but I want to let you know that inflammation increases osteoclastic activity. Osteoclastic activity, as we said here. Oh boy, this thing's giving me a hard time. 1 second, guys. I'm still getting the hang of this thing. But anyways, I'm going to come back to that in just a second. But I want you to understand that the osteoclast is what takes bones out. We can't afford to have that osteoclast taking bones out of our bone because that is going to cause lots of problems. I'm just going to leave this for right now, and we'll come back to the other picture in just a second. So the purpose of this omega-3 is to keep the osteoclasts away by reducing inflammation to allow the osteoblasts, which are the ones that continue to put bone in the bone. Okay, they lay down bone, they build bone versus breaking bone. When you break bone apart, we lose bone and we become osteoporotic. Now, let's just move around here a little bit because there's a lot to talk about here. If we look at the difference in the, we talked about cutting down omega-6s, all right? Omega-6s, if you look here, the omega-3s, we talked about that, the omega-3 picture. I'm trying to get to where I need to go here. If you look at the advantage of omega-3s, we have so many different functions. Obviously reduces inflammation. I just primarily want to talk about that, but I want to let you understand it helps the nervous system, it helps hormone replacement, helps our eyes tremendously, helps our brain function, important in pregnancy. It helps burn stored fat. It helps suppresses appetite. That is actually a very, very important thing. I think I might have found something up here. If we look here at Wolff's Law basically means that when we use a joint, we keep the joint nice and strong. Hello, Syrian. Hello from Germany. Nice to have you here. Hello from India. Hello, Satyam. But the reason why we want to use joints is because the more weight bearing we have on a joint, the stronger the joint gets. We get this osteoblastic activity. We want to remodel it. When we don't use the joints get weaker. But people with sciatica, people who have atrophy of a particular muscle because you're casted. But we want to make sure that we keep the bones strong. In Wolff's Law, it states basically when there's physical demand on the bone gets stronger. That's very important you understand that because in order to get osteoporosis like this, there is a problem. Now, obviously, this could be a vitamin D problem, a calcium assimilation problem. It can be a vitamin K2 problem. It could be a magnesium problem. But for our sake, I want to let you know that in order to keep the bone strong, I will tell you that we need to keep inflammation down. When inflammation is around, that's when we start developing lots of problems in the bones. Let me go ahead and work my way down to make sure I cover everything. So osteoblasts, osteoclasts put more bone and makes it stronger. Osteoclasts make it weaker. We need to cut down on the omega-6s, all right? And I'm going to explain just a second on that. The benefits, we touched on that. And I'm going to kind of here, if you look at here, degeneration, obviously from poor posture. When we have inflammation, we have a problem. So we need to keep inflammation away. Now, this is really important, guys. This is the balance of omega-3 to omega-6s. Now, people are asking me, what should be the correct balance from omega-3 to omega-6s? Well, I just want to let you know omega-6s causes inflammation. All right? We eat too many omega-6s. So obviously the important balance, the important balance of the fish oils, okay, let me just mention this first. This just shows you, I'm going to skip around here, the EPA DHA. When you look at a fish oil and you have an EPA DHA, that is the amount of omega-3s. So when you get a fish oil and it says 1,000 milligrams or 1 gram of a fish oil is not the omega-3. The omega-3s are inside the fish oil, and if you look below, you'll see that the EPA and the DHA is 600 and 300, and that's actually 900 milligrams of 1,200 of that fish oil. So you want to make sure when you're taking the fish oil that you are getting the amount in the EPA and the DHA. It's extremely important because people are saying, I'm taking 1,000 milligrams of fish oil. Yeah, you are, but you're not getting all the omega-3s. So you need to look at the EPA, the DHA, then compute it, because obviously up here on top, you're only getting 30% of omega-3s. Below, you're getting 75% of omega-3. So you can look at this later. You can refer back to this. That's why that is extremely important when it comes to that. Now, if you look at the omega-6s, are the oils, the soft flour, the eggs, the meats, the dairies. And if you look at the omega-3s, these are the fatty fishes, the avocado, the flaxseed oil, eggs, walnuts, seeds. That's important. Okay, now you can get omega-3s, obviously, from cod liver oil, okay, as well as vitamin D. All right, so that's very important. So when it comes to strong bones, you must keep the inflammation away. Now, here we look at degeneration. Degeneration will cause inflammation. It causes bone spurs. It causes irritation on the nerves. It causes osteophytes, which are these little spurs coming off. If you look at this picture right here, this shows degeneration, severe osteoarthritis of a knee. We start getting degeneration, bone close to bone. If you look at this picture here, this shows you degeneration. You can see degenerative disc. You can see a normal disc a little higher, how the discs are thicker. Obviously, the whole component of having a healthy neck is keeping those joints apart from each other. All right, I'm just kind of throwing some things at you. If you look at this picture here, this shows a lot of degeneration. You can see how close the bones are. Look at the spurs in the front of the vertebrae. That obviously is inflammation. Omega-3 will help this. Omega-3 will help you with pain. Omega-3 will reduce inflammation. Omega-3 will prevent osteoporosis. Omega-3 will help sustain those bones to keep it more denser, to keep it stronger. If you look at degeneration, the L5S1, look at the lower disc where the arrow is pointing. You can see right there that that disc obviously is being more compressed. Here's a knee here, osteoporosis. Obviously, this is just showing the acuteness, the inflammation. This here shows, we talked about bone on bone. We look at osteoarthritis, how the bone's on bone. We look at swollen, inflamed synovial membranes of rheumatoid arthritis, which is an autoimmune disease. But obviously, any inflammatory problem, omega-3. I don't care what it is, fibromyalgia, inflammation, degenerative joint disease, osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, lupus erythematosus, okay, colitis, any type of inflammation, omega-3s, guys, it will do wonders for you. This program is strictly for you to get out of pain, keep the bones strong, keep the bones healthy. Guys, you guys are writing some great stuff in that live chat. I hope the listeners are all looking at that because you're going to learn a lot from those people. You're doing the right thing. I'm kind of skimming what you're writing in there. Now, you're talking about eggs. Eggs are amazing, guys. Don't worry so much about eggs with cholesterol. That's a bunch of crap, okay? But if you're going to eat eggs organically. If you can get organic eggs, it's going to help you. Eat it whole. Don't worry about cholesterol. That's all going out the tubes for cardiovascular disease. You got healthy stuff in those eggs, guys. You got choline, you got inositol, you've got omega-3s, you've got all the correct whole food from the ground that the ground is trying to nourish your body. And don't start mixing those egg whites up and saying, well, I want less cholesterol. It's a bunch of crap because you need those enzymes. You need that whole entire food to work and digest properly in your entire body. That's very, very important. I want to bring out, let me just see one thing here. Very important. We talk about cutting down those omega-6s. I also want to see if I can bring this article up, but you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and mention it to you. This is from PubMed. Let me see if I can do this, guys. I haven't done this before. See if I'm good at this. 1 second. Let's just give it a shot. If I can take this article right here, and I can take that display capture. No, I'm not getting the whole thing in there. I'm just going to go ahead and read it to you. But basically what they're saying here is that the majority of people who are taking omega-6s, all right, about a 20 to 25 ratio from omega-6 to omega-3. Generally, the closer you can get to omega-3 to omega-6, the healthier you're going to be. They have found studies over and over and over, breast cancers, arthritic conditions, autoimmune problems. When you have this high ratio of all these omega-6s compared to omega-3s, you're going to have more inflammation in your body. So the first thing I'm going to tell you is, no matter what disease you have, I don't care what it is, go to omega-3s because it will help your disease. It will help your inflammation. Every disease, guys and women, ladies, gentlemen, all diseases are tied into inflammation. Cardiovascular disease, diabetes, rheumatoid, every type of disease is tied into inflammation. If we can get about a 3-to-1 ratio, better 2-to-1 or even 1-to-1, but 3-to-1 or 4-to-1, we will see these conditions go away. We will see pain and inflammation go away. There right now in the Western, guys, we're in the USA right now. I'm talking, okay? I understand a lot of you guys are overseas, but in the Western society here, we're at about a 20 to 25 to 1 ratio with omega-3s, omega-6s to omega-3s. And that's why we have so much heart disease, so much cardiovascular disease. You can look at this PubMed here. I'm going to go ahead and post it for you guys. Here, I'm going to post it right here in the chat room for you. And I want you guys to read that article I just posted for you. All right? Read that article, and there are so many articles on inflammation. But the most important thing I want you to realize, guys, the most important thing is getting rid of that high inflammatory change in your body. Now, this is good for brain, it's good for the whole entire system, good for immune system, good for your eyes. Omega-3 is good. We'll go into the benefits of these other things later, okay? Hey, Gary, but for this sake, I want you to understand that I just wanted to bring out this very, very important thing upon omega-3s because in review, if you just tuned in with us, the omega-3s limit inflammation, okay? And as it limits inflammation, it prevents the osteoclast. Okay, if you just tuned in, I'll go to it right now just because I'm going to summarize real quick. And again, I want you guys to go back to this video if you haven't seen it. But it prevents these osteoclasts, which is taking the bone which is taken out of the bone, okay, versus the osteoblasts to bring in bone. Because if osteoclasts work harder than osteoblasts, we lose bone, osteoporosis. Osteoporosis is a loss of trabeculate inside the bone, causing the bone to become weak, causing the bone to potentially have pathological fractures, compression fractures. We see compression fractures all day long because of osteoporosis. So guys, I hope you read that article. The key thing here, lower inflammation, lessen osteoclastic activity, promote the osteoblastic activity, and you will be healthy a long, long time. I promise you guys, it's an easy thing to understand and it works. I promise you it will work and it will do a lot of good for your body. So I just wanted to ask our listeners out there, okay, to subscribe. If you haven't right now, I ask you to share these videos. Go through my videos, many, hundreds and hundreds of self-help videos. All our videos on posture, forward head posture are all being ranked up high. Number 1, number 2, number 3, 4, 5 on YouTube. They're putting all up on top because it's helping not only adults like you guys, lots and lots and lots of children. The children are really benefiting. This is really helping a lot of people out there worldwide. And I come out here because I want to share, I want to give you my heart and let you know, hey, listen, we're here together. There's a lot of stuff going out there in this world. All right, we won't even go into that right now, but let's keep our health healthy because we need to be proactive with ourselves because doctors are not going to do it for us. We really need to be proactive. And you guys, I really admire, I really respect that you're taking action and you are being proactive. Guys, I share my Facebook with you. It's Motivational Doc under my Facebook. Okay, I'll put it right here. Okay. All right, this is my Facebook. Again, lots of questions are being asked. Hopefully, we'll build this my Facebook up here. We can really mingle and hopefully do something good. I'm working on some other things to bring some blogs together. But right now, I'm trying to get out there and trying to really bring all this nutrition stuff out there to the world, to bring it in all about spinal health, because this is what it's all about. Listen, I appreciate all you guys out there, and I really, I just say thank you for being there. We didn't even put any notifications out; they just went out last minute, and we get a nice response. But share this video; it's going to be posted on my channel. And God bless all of you guys. Have a great day. That's in U.S. and a great morning or a great night if you are overseas. We'll catch you later. Bye bye now.